Hey there, spooky nerds. Aaron Sagers here, paranormal journalist, TV host, and host of the Talking Strange Paranormal Pop Culture Show with Den of Geek. And we are back for another Season Screamings gift guide. In fact, this is going to be Season Screamings Part 2, Horror Holidays. And this time the gift guide is bigger and even better. So we are going to launch right into some items that I'm going to recommend for all of the supernatural, horror, scary, not so scary, and paranormal fans in your life. Even if that fan is you, because, treat yourself. Also, another note before we dive in, Den of Geek nor Talking Strange received any compensation for featuring these items. We're just showing these things off because we think they're cool and think you might think they're cool. So let's get to it. All right, our first category is Monstrous Merriment for the monster fans in your life. Now, I am a huge Universal Monsters fan, and I wanted to gather together some items that the fans in your life might dig. Let's dive in with some of these reaction retro action figures. Now, these are really cool because these are all Universal Monster figures from Super 7. They're designed to look like old school Halloween costumes. So you've got little kids wearing Universal Monster masks such as Bela Lugosi. We've got the Bride of Frankenstein, and she's got a jack-o'-lantern bucket for her trick-or-treating. We've got Frankenstein, or Frankenstein's monster if you prefer. And of course, you can't have a collection of Universal Monster figures without having Creature from the Black Lagoon, who is personally my favorite of the Universal Monsters. These are all very cool figures for you to collect, so I recommend checking those out. But we're not done yet, because Super 7 has been leaning really into the Universal Monster brand. So, gotta show this off. I mean, speaking of Creature from the Black Lagoon, hold on, let me get this baby out. It is a monster mask. And yes, they have retro monster masks from the Wolfman and a bunch of other characters, but again, Creature. Got a Creature mask here. I mean, how awesome is that? Now, if you remember these as a kid, they were maybe less fun because you couldn't breathe in them and you got very sweaty. But as a collectible, as an adult size, officially licensed Universal Monster collectible, I say it is worth picking up from Super 7. Super 7 is not done yet because we also have, I love this guy. I've had my eye on this guy for a while. Again, Creature from the Black Lagoon, but riding a little wind-up bicycle. And yes, he does ride across. He does actually roll across once you wind him up. Very cool. So again, Super 7, Creature from the Black Lagoon, highly recommended. Pick that up for the monster fan in your life. But wait, there is more. We have Funko Pops, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Funko Pop. This guy, it looks like he just crawled out of the swamp, out of the Amazon. He doesn't want any trouble, even though the world at large is trying to hunt him down. A cute little, it looks like he's a very kissable Creature from the Black Lagoon. I want to throw, too, from NECA, they also have Universal Monster figures. Now, we've got the Invisible Man, and this one glows in the dark. So, from the Claude Rains film, very posable, actually, very fully posable, glow-in-the-dark Invisible Man figure. Also from NECA, this is a figure that has been on my list for a long time, and it is a Creature from the Black Lagoon, black and white grayscale figure that comes with, fully posable again, comes with multiple sets of gill hands, as Gillman has multiple gill hands and multiple faces, depending on the expression that you want to show off for your own creature feature. Okay, so those are our Monstrous Merriment items that I'm recommending for the Universal Monster and Monster fans in your life. This next segment we are calling Ghosts and Ghostbusters because it's dedicated to spooky characters from pop culture and paranormal investigations. I think we have to kick it off with the ghost with the most himself, Beetlejuice. We have this articulated, posable figure from NECA. NECA has been rolling out some really amazing Beetlejuice figures, and he comes with his miniature handbook for the recently deceased and a little snake guy there. This is your classic striped suit Beetlejuice, but also NECA does a one-up here because they include a miniature handbook for the recently deceased journal in it for you. So this is one that you want to bust out of the packaging and display. Also, we got a Funko Pop of Madame Leota from the Haunted Mansion movie. Everybody knows Madame Leota from her head in the crystal ball, but she's also in Funko Pop form from the Haunted Mansion movie where Jamie Lee Curtis portrayed her. Another ghostly character that we want to celebrate is Casper. Casper the friendly ghost as depicted in the movie, the live action movie. And I think that this is just, Loungefly does incredible backpacks, incredible work overall. And the backpack really features scenes from the film, as we're going to go around and highlight a little bit. And you zip up, it's like you've got your own little friendly ghost traveling with you. So a ghost will follow you home with this Loungefly backpack. I think it, for all of the Ghostbusters fans in your life, or you, should pick up this Loungefly Ghostbusters backpack. This is cool. Of course, it lights up, as you can see. We got Ecto-1 right there, and a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man looming over the Ecto-1. And you've got the No Ghost insignia on the back. And again, scenes from the movie. We got the boys battling Gozer the Gozerian there. Oh yeah, actually I really like the plate on this. It's a No Ghost logo Loungefly plate, metal plate on it. So we've got the Loungefly Ghostbuster backpack. But not to be done with there, we also have the Funko Pop, Peter Venkman and Slimer from the Real Ghostbusters animated series. So you've got both of those guys here. It looks like he's already got his proton back ready to go. For those of you that are into paranormal investigations out there in the real world or the paranormal world, you need some cool equipment. Now, Ghost Stop is the place for you. That's where you get all of your high quality, really impressive gadgets and goodies for paranormal investigations. Last year for the season Screaming Gift Guide, we did feature the Dead Bell, but Ghost Stop was not done with that design, as beautiful as it was. They came out with a new design of the Dead Bell. Yes, it looks like your classic hotel bell, and it does work that way, but it also emits a small, very tightly contained EM field around it that, in theory, if something spectral or even physical is interrupting that field, the bell will trigger. And the new wooden casing, handmade wooden casing, is just really gorgeous to look at, and you have a nice new knob on this thing to adjust the sensitivity of the bell. So Dead Bell, the next version, it is out now, and it's a gorgeous device. And I've had some actually pretty impressive results with the Dead Bell on paranormal investigations when I've been filming them for TV. So, Ghost Stop, now that's kind of a old school meets new school device, the Dead Bell is. This baby right here, the Solus, or Solus, or Soulless, I want to call it the Soulless. But this device, man, it looks freaking cool. It looks like something that Venkman and Spangler would be carrying around. And this is kind of an all-in-one device that a lot of paranormal investigators are looking for because it does measure temperature fluctuations, electromagnetic fields and electromagnetic fluctuations, as well as vibrations, which you can see this thing going crazy because I'm just wobbling it around. And it's got a cool little Knight Rider type sensor on top. But this is, I think, a really cool device that's going to be nice and handy in a lot of people's investigative kit. And it, of course, it has a data chip in there, a memory card to record these fluctuations, and you can go through and alter lots of different settings on this for sensitivity. So yeah, the Solus from Ghost Stop, this is new. This is a hot new item on the paranormal investigative field, and I do very much recommend checking out Ghost Stop for gadgets such as that. This segment we are calling Christmas is for Creepy Comics. In fact, literally creepy, because we have a collection of EC Comics archives collected by Dark Horse Comics, which were so kind to help provide us with some of these books. We've got the Vault of Horror EC archives, and that includes a foreword by R.L. Stine. And look, you need some monster stories for Christmas. I mean, just check out that gorgeous artwork on that. Literally, creepy comics. Creepy comics, including collecting the creepy comics of volume 1 to 5, and this is the first volume of that from the Dark Horse archives. And let's give you some of the gory black and white details in there. I mean, I have such a fondness for creepy comics, as well as eerie comics, also from the Dark Horse archives. This is collecting Eerie 1 through 5, volume 1 of the Eerie archives. And again, you know, just like, look at that monster. You see that monster in there? That's cool. I mean, what better way to spend Christmas morning than reading up on all sorts of monsters and ghouls and whatnot. Not to be outdone, we also have more from Dark Horse, including Volume 1, an omnibus of Eric Powell's The Goon. Who does not love The Goon? I love The Goon. I love The Goon stories, and just having a collection which is titled A Bunch of Old Crap, The Goon, Volume 1, omnibus. Yeah, I mean, if you're not already familiar with The Goon, or someone in your life is not, but they're kind of interested, this is a great way to get them started. Oh, this baby. This is one that I'm super excited to talk about because, look, you guys know me. You know I love the paranormal and paranormal research, and I adore Mike Mignola's Hellboy. Now, there's been a lot of Hellboy stories out there, and what better way to get started than with this very heavy, man, this could really stop a bullet, but it's also a lot of great reading. We've got 4 collected editions of Hellboy here, from The Seed of Destruction, you know, the first Hellboy stories. We've got Strange Places, Hellboy the Wild Hunt, Hellboy in Hell. So 4 volumes of Hellboy to read up on in this gorgeous collection, you know, with a nice slipcase here. So, Dark Horse, you are delivering with the Hellboy goods, including for the 30th anniversary of Hellboy, they have this Pinfinity enamel pin set featuring Hellboy in multiple positions, including from the Seed of Destruction. This is a lovely, kind of, I would say, pick this up with your Hellboy collected volumes here. The other things I want to highlight, look, we were already talking about EC archives, and that makes me think of Pre-Code Comics and Super 7 with their Reaction retro action figure line has a lot of cool Pre-Code inspired figures. Now this one is our Toxic Glow from the Chamber of Chills. We've got this lovely young lady with a half ghoulish face and a cocktail in her hand. And there's multiple other ones from that same line. We've got a voracious werewolf, a Pre-Code voracious werewolf, a heartless zombie, Pre-Code heartless zombie, and a spine-chilling ghoul. Spine-chilling ghoul. Creepy comics, Christmas, or horror holidays, have some reading ready to go. Some comic reading and some cool action figures to play with as you're kind of digging into these fun horror comics. It's the holiday season, which means that you want to make lots of tasty snacks, maybe imbibe in a cocktail or 3, which leads us to the Spirited Treats category for our Season Screamings gift guide. Now, to kick things off, I really have to start with Harridan Vodka. Now, Harridan Vodka was a part of the gift guide last year, and they are back with another Paranormal Reserve. Check this out. This handcrafted vodka, gorgeous presentation, and recycled Mexican glass. This wax-dipped bottle here. Each of these bottles of the Paranormal Reserve were rested at a famous haunted hospital, either Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum or Waverly Hills. Now, there's only 700 bottles from each location, which means there's not that many out there. And when you pick up a bottle of the Harridan Paranormal Reserve, you get a specifically numbered bottle that says which location it comes from And you also have the presentation in this gorgeous kind of wooden medicine case. This thing is very sturdy. It's got this metal clasp on it and a nice leather handle to it. And within that box, you also have a certificate of authenticity and a prescription pad. And I guess the prescription is to make some cocktails with some Harridan vodka. And you can get the bottle without the Paranormal Reserve, but we recommend picking up that Paranormal Reserve. Plus, look, we're friends with Harridan over here at Talking Strange, and they've been kind enough to give us a discount code of Aaron20 for 20% off your purchase of Harridan vodka. So go to shopharridan.com. Aaron20 is the code for 20% off a Paranormal Reserve from Harridan vodka, so check that out. Okay, also in the spirited treats category, Amy Bruni, Kindred Spirits, Haunted Road Podcast, and the Paranormal Circle, and a dear friend of mine. Amy Bruni is really a giant in the paranormal investigative community, and she has yet another book out with her co-author Julie Tremaine, and it is called Food to Die For, collecting food recipes, meal recipes, as well as cocktail recipes from haunted locations throughout the country. And this book, Recipes and Stories from America's Most Legendary Haunted Places, it is such a fabulous presentation. You know, I remember when recipe books, cookbooks were really nicely designed and presented, and Amy is really continuing the tradition here. She tells us a little bit about the history and the story of these locations, and then gives us the recipe, such as Lizzie Borden's meatloaf recipe, or Ernest Hemingway's Bloody Mary recipe, cinnamon sugar cookies from Alcatraz. There is so much in this book, and it's just such a lovely presentation, a good gift to give. And look, Robert Irvine and Josh Gates gave it blurbs, so you know it's in good company. And on that note, we also have Killer Cocktails. This is a book I'm really excited about. It comes from friends of mine, Holly Frey and Maria Tremarchi from the Criminalia podcast, and it is a true crime podcast that talks about some really weird and bizarre criminals and crimes out there that you probably have not heard of, and then for each episode, they develop a cocktail as a complement to it. So you look through here, and you have just all of these nice recipes that also walks us through a lot of the Criminalia stories and podcast episodes, such as the post-mortem. And so I would say definitely give this one a go for people that are aspiring mixologists or fans of the true crime genre. In fact, those things go well together, because after I hear some of these true crime stories, I need a stiff drink. Killer Cocktails has you covered. For our next segment, we are calling this Spooky Lifestyle, because for all of you spooky fans out there, it's not like spooky season is just during October. It is year-round. You live it, you breathe it, it is part of you. And you bring that home, and you are living amongst it. So let's start with some of these items that you might want to display in your home, such as this candle that we have from Hellboy Comics. It is from the Box Full of Evil storyline, and it is a candle, a creepy hand candle, the Hand of Glory candle to be specific. You can burn it on down, perhaps, I don't know, if you want to cast any spells while you do that, that is up to you. I'm not endorsing you or discouraging you, but it's a cool piece of decor to keep around. We also have, from the upcoming Eggers movie Nosferatu, we have actually Nosferatu cologne from Heretic brand, and it is not only a very pleasant and kind of a masculine woodsy smell, it is featuring the Orlok insignia right on the top of the bottle. It's a lovely display. We also, from the paranormal front, we have some things from, look, mine, yours truly's, his own merch shop, spookynerdshop.com. We have some of the Spooky Nerd insignia ball caps that you can pick up at spookynerdshop.com, as well as the Spirited Traveler bracelet. Now, this was designed with the notion of merging kind of creepy, tiki, spooky cocktails, celebrating Polynesian culture as well as the paranormal. And you have a lava rock, which signifies transformation and protection, as well as sandalwood, which is more of a awareness, signifies awareness of higher consciousness. You have sodalite, which is highlighting like intellect and communication, and the Rudraksha stone, which is about creativity, vitality, and a strong life force energy. And last but not least, I am wearing some haunted threads from Roosevelt's. Roosevelt's, which has really become a powerful, dominating apparel company that represents all kinds of fandom. They have a lot of good spooky attire. So this is a Roper shirt celebrating the Haunted Mansion that you can pick up at Roosevelt's. They have so many cool Haunted Mansion shirts. It was hard for me to pick which one to wear, so I wore this one in conjunction with a Spooky Explorers Club SpookyNerdShop.com hat. So look, for you and the ones in your life who spooky season is not limited to October and it's a spooky lifestyle year-round, we have some items for you. And now we're on to Halloween in December, because you don't have to stop celebrating Halloween after October 31st. No, keep the spirit going. And Super 7 is helping us keep the spirit going. These are the reaction retro figures from Return of the Living Dead, a great zombie movie where we actually get the notion of brains. Also, send more cops. And we have the glow-in-the-dark kind of velvety black light feature. We have the character of Zombie Trash. We have Tarman, who is glow-in-the-dark without the black light feature. Gotta love Tarman. And we also have Zombie Suicide. I really like the texture on the card backing on these, on the Return of the Living Dead Super 7 figures. Look, we have season 2 of Wednesday just around the corner, and you think Halloween, you think the Addams Family, you think Wednesday and Nevermore Academy, and this Loungefly bag really celebrates that. We have like a little Wednesday right there in the archway, the threshold of Nevermore Academy, and we have the Nevermore Academy logo right up front, and on the back of the backpack we have a little thing right there. He's kind of giving us a hand, offering us some arch support. And so we love this Loungefly bag. I'm going to try to set that right there without it falling over. But wait, there is more. Okay, Beetlejuice, the ghost with the most. We've already seen him on this gift guide, but now we see him in the form of NECA's costume Halloween action figure, celebrating the old style Ben Cooper Halloween costumes. Love those, with sort of the plasticky outfit that says exactly what the character is on the chest, and then a mask that you nearly asphyxiate in. And it's been brought to life with this action figure of a little kid who looks like Beetlejuice. He's got a animated series Beetlejuice mask on. So that's the Ben Cooper NECA action figure. And we have a Halloween 2 Nightmare Vessel from Mondo, and this is really cool. We have a jack-o'-lantern from Halloween 2. It pops open, and on the inside are all sorts of goodies, including, a little Michael Myers here, a little buddy for your desk, or, to go slashing with, and he has a couple variant heads in the jack-o'-lantern as well. Halloween 2, well, you can't have Halloween 2 without the Halloween, John Carpenter's soundtrack for Halloween, and this is the 40th anniversary vinyl, and this is also from the good people at Mondo. On to this next one. I am super excited about this and very honored that the nice people at Funko, they have the Pop Yourself treatment. You can go online and customize a Funko Pop to make it look like yourself or your loved one that's on your gift list. And they were nice enough to do a double pop of me, and they presented me in 2 different forms. Spooky Nerd Sagers, where I've got a little spell book, I'm holding a skull, and also got a little ghosty there, and also one that is labeled Aaron and Indy. Indiana is my pup. So this is me in more casual wear, looking kind of tiki, wearing some sunglasses. I got a cocktail as well as a bottle of poison. Now, what's really fun about the Pop Yourself feature is that Funko is now doing a Harry Potter Pop Yourself, a Hogwarts Academy Pop Yourself. So we already have the Pop Yourself, that's me. Hey buddy, how you doing? And what we do with the Hogwarts expansion pack here is I'm gonna pop off his head. I'm gonna try not to hurt myself too much. Ah! And then, because I am both a Scorpio, born in the year of the snake, of course I am a Slytherin, so you just pop his head onto the little Slytherin body, and then I swap out. I already had a spell book and a skull, but now I'm giving Mini-Me a wand, and the Slytherin set comes, we've got a snake, we've got a little cauldron for him to hold, so a lot of cool little details. So, you know, I think this is a lot of fun because it means that you're not locked into just one version of yourself when you pop yourself. You can now make yourself a wizard, a boy wizard, a slightly older wizard, however way you want to view it, and you get to pop your head off, which is not as painful as it sounds. It actually has a cool popping sound when you do it. Okay, this is a first for our season screaming gift guide, but we have an entire segment dedicated to one person, but not just any one person, but she is the mistress of the dark. She is a horror icon. She is a queer ally. She is a rock star and one of my favorite people to interview, to talk to. I love her. She is Elvira, aka Cassandra Peterson, and we have a whole lot of goodies dedicated to Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, because who wouldn't want to find Elvira underneath their Christmas tree? And that's why we have a whole bevy of collectibles dedicated to the Mistress of the Dark. First up, we have the Elvira Mistress of the Dark from her movie. It's a Funko Pop Rides, where she is driving around in her signature vehicle accompanied by her little buddy Gonk. Right here, we've got that going for us. We also have from the folks at Creepsville, as well as the Elvira official store, we have a cool wallet that makes for a nice stocking stuffer. Just shove Elvira right there in the stocking. We've got this very cool women's cut t-shirt with a print of Elvira on it. And I'm actually wearing an Elvira Roper Western wear shirt right now that has her on either shoulder. And we've got an Elvira pin that I'm emblazoned with. So I'm going out there to horror conventions. I'm going out there rocking my style and saying, hey, look, I know Elvira. Of course I know Elvira. She's on my shirt. And from the good people at NECA, we have not one, but two signature edition Elvira Mistress of the Dark figures. Now these are highly posable figures, as you can see here, coming with, we have an alternate head for Elvira, and she comes with a nice goblet of very spooky flaming mixture right there. She's got her dagger that you can add into her belt, and she's got a cool little skull goblet there as well for all sorts of dark arts and necromancy. Now that's Elvira in her signature black outfit, but we also have a Red Fright and Boo Elvira, Mistress of the Dark figure. It's very similar to the black outfit. You can't have too many Elvira action figures, I'm gonna tell you. But we also have this red dress, and yeah, pretty similar to the other one. We've got the alternate heads there, the variant heads, the goblet of all sorts of fun, evil poisons, fun to drink. That's in red now as opposed to green. So Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, spend the holidays with her, and it'll be a very merry, slightly not so scary Christmas. And now for our final segment. I'm calling this Merry Scary Christmas because, look, Christmas can be a pretty freaky time because it is populated with monsters and maniacs going back centuries throughout folklore and even in pre-Christian days. First off, Chucky. Chucky and Child's Play, it's a Christmas movie. He is a gift. He is a friend to the end, and Chucky keeps on slaying. And in this NECA action figure, this highly posable action figure with multiple, oh wow, so many accessories, multiple variant heads, including a Santa hat. We see Chucky at his maniac best as he is cutting through the packages and the people. So the Chucky, nicely posable NECA figure. Look, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Gremlins, even more so, is blatantly a Christmas movie, and the Mogwai was a Christmas present to Billy. And these NECA figures, this is the costume and mask action figures that is celebrating the Ben Cooper line of Halloween costume from days of yore. These are really nicely detailed because it looks like those masks peel off and you can actually touch the fabric of the costumes themselves. It looks very cool. It looks like a little trick-or-treater that you're bringing on home celebrating Gremlins, the Christmas movie. Now, we were already talking about Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. We already said Christmas, the holidays, a great time to spend with Elvira. And sure enough, she comes from NECA, Santa's little helper with her very own goblin/elf. We have some variant heads there, and the goblin looks like it's mixing up some cookies there. And Elvira has her little mixing dish as well, and it comes with a nice stand and great packaging. So, and a list of who's naughty or nice. I don't know. In this case, I think it's probably better to be on the naughty list for Elvira. Not to be outdone, Dark Horse is celebrating the Anti-Claus, the mascot for dark and creepy Christmas, Krampus himself, in this highly detailed statue here that I don't even want to pick up because it's very sturdy, but it also intimidates me a little bit. Krampus with his tongue is flaring. He looks ready to grab bad children, stuff them in a stack, maybe beat them with a stick and drag them off to hell. This is the Krampus that you want to be afraid of, unless you're a good little kid. But you're probably not. You're probably on the naughty list. So watch out for Krampus, but definitely pick up this Dark Horse statue. Gorgeous, especially as it's situated on a bed of skulls here, which is very cool. So when I was a kid, I did love A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, but man, The Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come always both freaked me out and exhilarated me, much like in the way that when I watch horror movies, I'm so excited for the jump scare, for the monster to come out. And that's what the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come was to me. And in this Funko Pop, based on the Pop books, they have a whole Christmas Carol line, but I wanted to highlight our Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come. Look at this guy. This guy is terrifying. He will make you change your ways. He will scare you straight and narrow. The Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come with that ghoulish face, the figure, the icon of death itself on display. And last but not least, from Loungefly, you can't have Christmas without A Nightmare Before Christmas. And we have the mayor of Halloween Town in a Loungefly backpack mode here. Well, it's a purse, I guess. But the best part about this, I love this guy, is the mayor, his face changes. Oh, no. I'm not going to do a good mayor voice. But he's rocking his top hat. He's changing his face. It's a Manny Faces kind of mayor. And it's a great little, a cool purse from Loungefly. All right, folks, that brings us to the end of yet another Talking Strange Seasons Screamings Horror Holidays Gift Guide. I hope that you saw some cool stuff on display for a friend in your life, a loved one, someone on your gift list, but also for yourself, because you want to take care of yourself during the holiday season, and you might as well pick up a cool collectible that's going to sit on your shelf, join your action figures, allow you to rock some cool attire, or even maybe conduct a paranormal investigation. With that said, I want you to like, subscribe the Talking Strange channel and the Den of Geek YouTube channel, and check out the Talking Strange podcast wherever you listen to your fine podcasts. I'm Aaron Sagers. This has been the Talking Strange Season Screamings Gift Guide, and you can keep up with all of my antics at Aaron Sagers across social media. Stay scary, keep it merry.